Do you find yourself seeking validation? I know that when I was younger and even in my adult life, I have struggled with seeking validation. And a lot of times I found myself doing this in negative ways. Seeking validation from yourself is ultimately going to boost your confidence, lower your anxiety, and get you to becoming your genuine self. When I was constantly looking for validation from external resources, I found myself always feeling confused. It was hard to become the person that I wanted to be because I was constantly looking for someone to validate why I should do this and why I shouldn't. I remember when I went to go hang out with my friend and she was telling me like, you would do great with making videos. I feel like you can talk about anything. And it made me feel so good. But what made me feel really good was the fact that I had already knew that. If I had latched on to her hope for myself being the only reason as to why I wanted to do that, then I wouldn't be able to be passionate. I wouldn't be able to keep up with doing what it is that I want. Someone else validating something that you want to do is not going to carry you the entire time. When I wanted to become a nurse and then a nurse practitioner, the reasons for why I wanted to do it ultimately was because of everyone in my life around me seemed to approve of me doing that. It wasn't until I looked at it from a different perspective and realized that I never really cared to become a nurse. It's just something that I decided when I was younger and I stuck with it. But now that I'm older, you can change what it is you want to do. And if you're going to commit to something, you might as well make it worth your while. Become a nurse practitioner was not ultimately the job that I wanted. I had to realize, what did I want? Then I asked myself, what would make me happy every day? What would give me joy? And what would also add to the value of other people's lives? I was going through a really hard time, which led me to buying a home. The way that I felt joy in buying a home is the same value that I can provide for others. But I had only seen it in a medical stance from an early age. And now I'm thankful that I didn't go into the medical field and I am in real estate. By doing real estate, I've now been able to open up my time and focus on something that I'm passionate about, just myself, and something that allows me to be creative. I didn't realize how important it was to even have creativity in your life. When I was working at the bar and going to school full time, it was very difficult for me to find what it was that I wanted to do when it came to my free time. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to go hang out with my friends. Yeah, I'm going to hang out with my boyfriend. Cool. But at the end of the day, I felt as if there wasn't really anything that I personally was attached to. I was no longer a cheerleader, which used to be what I was able to be creative in. And it left me with lots of time on my hands, but not enough energy. At the time, I was doing so much for other people. I wanted to work at the bar and be a bartender at a point in my life. It just seemed very fun. And it felt like it would give me some energy that I wasn't having when it came to school. But through doing the bartending, I then realized that I was feeling empty at the end of it. So I had to ask myself, what was that was going to help me get through this time? And becoming a real estate agent and starting that journey has helped. The reality is if you're living this life where you don't have enough time for yourself because you're giving it out to everyone else, it's hard for you to see what do you want, and it's hard for you to even then ask, what do you want? When I was not able to have the time to ask myself, what would give me joy just on the side? What would fulfill my time when I had these empty spaces? Even when I was working at the bar, I still had empty moments. I still had time on my hands that I didn't know what to do with. I was then limited still to what I was able to do. I was confined to being in that room, being in that bar, restaurant, whatever you want to call it, and not able to focus on something genuinely that made me happy. Focusing on school was enough of my attention already, and I did not care to do anything else outside of that when I was in that mindset. By not being able to even have the opportunity to ask myself, what did I want to do and what would make me happy, it left me continue to live the same lifestyle. And the same lifestyle meant that anything that was validating what I was already doing, I was just going to keep on using those validations. It wasn't until I had to buy my house, and it wasn't until I had to endure all of that pain and understand that, whoa, you can do something else that's not medical related that will also still help and fulfill your dreams of just being able to help people. And ultimately, my hobby is doing the same thing. But I had to allow myself to understand how that worked. I had to allow myself to understand that if you put your mind to something and you want to achieve it, then you can do it. Mine started with understanding that just because I told myself I wanted to become a nurse when I was young didn't mean I had to commit to that. I always have the opportunity to go back in life, but right now, what actually makes me happy, actually puts a smile on my face, is going out and doing real estate. And on top of that, it's being able to connect with people that are like-minded and work in an environment where I'm constantly meeting new faces. When I was working in a bar, it's harder for people to take me serious. People see you as whatever it is that you're doing first. So if they see you in a bar, they think of you as a bartender first and then whatever else afterwards. But that's not the image I wanted anymore. I really wanted to be taken serious, and I feel like when I'm my size itself, it's harder to be taken serious. So I had to get very open about what would make me happy. And by learning to validate that I had always wanted to do real estate, actually helped me stay committed to it. When I was younger, I had always wanted to do real estate, and it wasn't that I was saying to myself, oh, I want to be a real estate agent. It was more so that I was saying, I love homes, I admire homes, and there's just something about them that had always caught my eye. So to now see myself as an adult doing real estate, it kind of just makes a lot of sense. If I had never taken the time to just be open-minded to that reality of, what if there's something else you want to do and it's not what you're doing right now? It's hard to really validate those feelings when you don't give them enough attention. Ask yourself, what do I want to do? By learning how to validate whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, you're going to become more genuine. And also those anxieties that you have when you're out in public and it's like, oh, what if this person thinks that I'm weird because I'm by myself? No one cares. Like, no one cares. Let's just say that all again. And also, there's no more of you relying on other people to validate who you want to be in life. Imagine only becoming something because of everyone around you has validated that thought. There's a reason as to why people burn out. And typically the reason why we burn out in life is because we're pushing an image that is trying to be obtained by other people's ideas. It's other people that are making you want to become the person that you are, not because that's who you truly align yourself with. Ultimately, you will feel alone at some point and you're going to feel lost. But if you continue to validate who you are and what you want to do, who you want to become, then you won't feel that way. It's up to you to put that reality into your hands, but you have to start asking the questions that need the answers. Validate who you are. Validate who you're becoming. Anything you want to do, validate it. Because without validating it, you have no purpose for it. Validate that and make it the reason as to why you get out of bed and you chase that dream every single day. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be posting another video next week. Thank you. Bye.